everybody.
This meeting is being recorded.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. So don't we start in by having a voice roll call?
Yeah, so if it would help, I can call the roll, or if you can see everybody, you can do it.
You have the list, right? So
I'm happy to do it if
that would be easier probably if you would.
Okay, I'm gonna go just by who I see. All right, so Mary Rose Grady, Cape Tech. Here. Philip Morris, Dennis Garvin. Here. Catherine Lonsdale, Nauset Regional. Here. Roger Bonin, Wareham. He's just, if you can unmute and just say it for the record, it would be helpful. Sorry, Roger.
There we go.
Oh, we can't quite hear you. All right, we saw you wave and it's being recorded, so we can count that. Nice to see you, Roger. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Kathy McNamara, Orleans.
Hi, yes, here.
Steve Brewster, Leibowitz.
Here.
Terry Ann.
Here.
Stomach. Melissa Lynch.
Here.
Wellfleet, right?
Yes, you got it.
There, all right. Oh, Alicia, you're killing me with the last name. I'm gonna try it. Lesniskowska. No, that's not it. Lesnikowska.
Lesnikovska.
Lesnikovska. Hi, is it Alicia or Alicia?
Alicia. And I keep my video off because I have a lot of problems with the connection. I keep getting these low bandwidth, unstable network connection messages if I try to use the video.
No worries at all. And Alicia is from Martha's Vineyard. So welcome to the board. Carrie McRae from Bourne.
Hello, I'm driving, so I'm not going to be on Zoom because you guys will get dizzy.
No worries, and please be safe and take care of driving more than anything else, okay?
Yes, yes.
All right, great. Devin Overwork, East Cam.
Hello.
Morning or afternoon, evening, whatever it is. Andre King Barnstable.
Here.
All right, I think that's everybody. Is that right? Who's here? If you're on the board. Yeah. Oh. Melissa. I did. I said Melissa. Okay, so we've done roll call.
Okay. Thank you very much for everybody giving the vocal roll call. The next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of June 11th. Is there a motion to approve these minutes?
So moved. That was Mary Rose moved. Catherine Lonsdale seconded.
Okay. Were there any questions or edits that people wanted to make?
My only question is, should I abstain since I wasn't part of this entity for the last meeting? Alicia.
You don't have to by, mass general laws. You can just say that you approve. It's up to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. With that, we'll take the vote. All those in, do we have to do a voice roll call vote too, I think?
I think only because we have people in both locations.
Right. I believe if you have a Zoom, you have to do it. So could you read the list again?
Yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm going by who I see. So I'm going to say Mary Rose, how do you vote? Yes. Bill?
Yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
Roger? We can't hear you at all, Roger. Hi, Brad. So thumbs up or thumbs down if you prefer. Thumbs up. Oh, no, thumbs down. I don't know what you're saying. Abstain. Abstain. Very good. All right. Thank you, Roger. Kathy.
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Terry Ann.
Yes.
Melissa.
Yes.
Harry.
Yes.
Alicia.
Yes.
Devin.
Yes.
Andre.
Yes.
And Brad, we're voting on the minutes from June 11th. If you're comfortable voting, how do you vote?
I'm not here, so I abstain.
Abstain. Okay. All right. Great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that. The next item on the agenda would be the executive director's report.
All right. So I'm doing something a little bit different. This year. And, oh no, I don't want to share. Hold on a second. Sorry. I have a slide deck just to share while we talk through it, so that you can get some visuals attached to what I'm talking about. So hold on a second. Let me go back to the Zoom. And here is share my screen. There is.
I think it's under more.
More. Sorry. Thank you for your patience. Share. Shares. Share. What I don't exactly know how to do is to, oh no, I do. Slideshow. All right. Can everyone see? Just give me a thumbs up if you're good seeing it at home. Okay, perfect. So welcome to school year 25-26. That feels weird to say out loud because yeah, oh, Helena, hi, how are you?
Hi.
So it's great to see so many people returning, board members who are coming back for another year. Thank you. But we have a lot of new folks as well. We did the roll call earlier, but I want to welcome all the new folks who have joined our board this year. I think we are the best board around. We definitely do super important work, but I think we also try to, while being mindful of time, celebrate the awesomeness that is Cape Cod Collaborative. So I hope you find that to be the case as well. We have the Zoom option, which I know really helps a lot as someone, a working parent. I know how difficult it can be to get to meetings. But as a reminder, you are always welcome to come here. We have food, and you'll see later we have an animal friend who is also hopefully a draw to come in person. But like I said, as a working parent, we're happy to see you either way. So at the top, you can see the hashtag We Are One Collaborative. I'm going to talk about our summer work and our convocation and some of the work we've done about planning for this year. But you're going to see the We Are One Collaborative hashtag all over our social media and on pretty much everything we do this year. It's the theme for our year, which is really bringing the collaborative entities together. One of the parts of, I presented my entry plan to you all last April, but the report of entry findings that I will report on in November, one of the themes I'm seeing in all of the data gathering that I've done since I started in January is the components of the collaborative being sort of siloed over the years. And we really feel like it's important to bring us under one umbrella. We are one collaborative. So with that, you'll see that hashtag. And then you'll also see this logo over here, the 50th. So it is, we're going to talk about this in my report as well, but this is our logo we're using for the year on everything, on our letterhead, on our Facebook page, on our website. And there's a good reason. It's our golden anniversary. Cape Cod Collaborative is turning 50 this year. So later on in my report, we'll talk about some ways we're going to celebrate that. And I'm going to ask you for your input on how to celebrate it as well. But I wanted to highlight those two sort of thematic pieces that you'll see throughout. So the first part of my report is recognitions and introductions, and I'm going to start with a couple of introductions. So I'm going to start with Jennifer Smith, who is here today also, but you see that beautiful picture of her on your screen. So Jen Smith joined us July 1st, and she is the administrative assistant to the executive director. So you all approved that that position to be created last year, and I might start crying because I can't thank you enough for the difference it has made having Jen Smith on board. I really am. I'm going to start crying. It's embarrassing. Stop the recording. Jen comes to us having worked for the Mashpee Public Schools for the past 4 years. As I said to Mary Rose before the meeting began, I did not steal her as much as I would have if I could have. But she and I worked together in Mashpee, but not in the same office. We were peripherally colleagues. And she has come on in since July, and that Jeepers logo, the logo that you saw, the 50th anniversary logo, that's Jen. Pretty much anything good you see is Jen. If you're in person, you can't see it if you're at home, but our administrative norms and relationship norms that we had created last year, but we updated this year and added to during our admin retreat. Jen created that poster with it's got the hashtag and the logo. She's just really facilitating the ease of operations for the collaborative in a way that I'm super grateful for. She also is the recording secretary to the board of directors, so she'll be in as well. Okay, so welcome, Jen. Thank you. This is the board. All right. And then I also would like to introduce a very, very important member of our team who has joined the team this year. His name is Calvin Collaborative, and you can see his picture right here. But if you were in the room, you would also see that Calvin Collaborative is here as well.
And Catherine didn't even know that.
I know. So you all know that Julia and her team did a ton of fundraising over the last year or two. Yes, to bring us a therapy dog into the STAR program, into our school. And then last year, the board voted to move some funds that we had in an account over so that we could accelerate the process of bringing a therapy dog. Julia will talk more about the process and Calvin during her report, but Calvin Collaborative has a t-shirt like all the staff. He is a phenomenal member of the team, and whenever Julia comes to my office for a meeting and Calvin isn't with her, I get pretty upset, and she says, "Hope he's working with the children." I have to let that go. It's hard. So that is the introductions. In your packet, I linked in the article that MOEC, so the Massachusetts Organization of Educational Collaboratives, that we are members of, MOEC has partnered with a PR firm to celebrate all that are collaboratives in the Commonwealth. And so we were highlighted in a recent article that was picked up across the Commonwealth that highlighted two of our students in Julia's program, in the STAR program, who were able to return to district. And for us, that is the win. That is always the goal. And so I won't go into the article too much or at all because you can read it, but it is something we're very excited about. And I want to thank Julia and the families and the students, the former students who participated in this process, because we're really proud. We're really proud. Again, we say if we put ourselves out of business, we're doing it right. Now, I don't know that we ever will, but the goal is always the less restrictive setting in the student's district, in their home school. So when we can do that, we've really succeeded. Now, that doesn't mean if a kid stays with us long-term that we're not succeeding. Success looks a lot of different ways, but we were proud of that, to highlight that. I also linked in your agenda a TV interview that was done of Steve Kelleher, who is the director of ASLP, our summer program that you have heard about, and I'll explain more about in a minute, and me. The Sandwich Community TV, Melinda Gallant does a program called Cape Conversations. Melinda happened to work for us this summer at our ASLP program, teaching improv to our students. And when the 2-week leadership program was finished, she asked if she could interview Steve and I for her program. So it's a 20-something minute interview where we talk about ASLP, and we also just talk about the collaborative and the 50-year celebration. So I shared that for you. And then I want to highlight our esteemed and wonderful Dr. Joan Woodward. Joan is our Director of Special Education. But as you know, we don't have a program director at Waypoint at this point. We have felt very strongly that putting the wrong person in is worse than no person at all. We feel very strongly that the team there needs consistency, and they need a strong leader who knows what it is we do and why we do it. And until we find that person, we were not going to put someone in who couldn't meet those requirements. And so Dr. Woodward has stepped up and is serving not only as our director of special education, but as the full-time program director at Waypoint. So I want to publicly thank her for that. We are trying to take other pieces off of her plate, but it's really hard to serve two, roles, two full-time roles. So I wanted to thank her for that publicly. And I'm getting emotional with that too, because I know how hard it is. I mean, last year she and I did it together, and this summer we went back and forth over how we were going to cover and it really made the most sense for Joan to step in, but that didn't mean she had to. So I hope that the board will join me in thanking Dr. Woodward for really doing a phenomenal service to the organization and to those kids and staff members.
Well, anybody you get from Falmouth, like, and also Patrick, you're going to get good workers out of them. So
We certainly do.
yeah,
I mean, we take from Mashpee, we take from Falmouth,
Yeah.
we take it all.
Thank you, Terry.
I want to also highlight that we were awarded a competitive grant through DESE, the 310 grant, which is the McKinney-Vento grant. Dr. Woodward, Mr. Murphy, and I kind of collaborated on that, but Joan really took the lead in drafting that, and that will allow us to provide direct support, financial support to the districts so that they can serve their students experiencing homelessness. So to me, that's what a collaborative is about, is taking the lead of bringing bringing the money to us, and then we can get it to you who need it, who are right on the ground. So thank you to Mr. Murphy and Dr. Woodward for that. And we are working with our member districts to make sure that we provide the services they need for their students experiencing homelessness. I was asked this summer to join the MOIC Legislative Committee, and so I said yes. So I wanted to let you know that that's something that I am participating in. I think that they reached out to me because we had really strong follow-up with the legislative breakfast that we had last January. And Julian Sear, our senator, was able to put through the Fair Share Act, those dollars we talked about last spring, the $500,000 being earmarked for Department of Elementary and Secondary Education to do a study on collaborative facilities, which is huge, and then 150,000 earmarked to Cape Cod Collaborative directly for the boiler project at Waypoint. And so we are so grateful. We have shared our gratitude in writing with the senator's office, but we have a good, strong relationship with our legislative partners down here. And so I think that MOIC, from a statewide perspective, is looking to build on that. So yeah.
Wasn't that the thing that he gave you like a half an hour's notice on?
Yes, yes, it was very their legislative director, Meg Rivas, I think is her last name. She literally reached out and we had a half hour, and Patrick had already, because he's got a brilliant foresight, he had his needs list ready to go, and that made all the difference. So so I will have the opportunity to advocate at a state level for special education and for the needs of collaborative. So I'm really excited about that, and wanted to just let you know that in case there are things you want me to highlight on behalf of your districts. And then finally, I wanted to read quickly an email from a principal in Mashpee that was sent to our on behalf of our transportation services, and I'm just going to read it. It's short. I thought it was important to share that today all the buses were in on time and things were smooth. To have that happen by the 4th day of school is fantastic and much appreciated. I know we send a lot of concerns to the collaborative, so I thought it was important to pass on something positive. I appreciate their quick adjustments based on the first 3 days and how quickly they got the timing ironed out. So that speaks to Anders is here on behalf of the transportation department, but Anders is not the only one. It's Anders, it's Lisa, it's Andrea, who's our assistant transportation manager. It's our dispatchers, it's our drivers, it's our monitors. We have phenomenal people who do what they do so well. And I just thought it was nice to get that feedback from someone in Mashpee. And if you drive through Mashpee these days, there's a lot of traffic and construction happening. So the fact that it was smooth after 4 days, kudos to our transportation department. So, okay, those were the recognitions and introductions. This is our summer work, and this is just a snippet of our summer that I'm going to talk to you about. So, you can see here, we got a sign for the Waypoint site on in South Yarmouth that is on 28. And this is what it looks like. So I want to give a shout out to Mr. Murphy, to Jamie Andrews, who's our facilities manager. I wish he was here. We actually asked him if he wanted to come and get the kudos, but he's, you know, an under the radar kind of a guy. But if you drive by on 28 in South Yarmouth, it looks fantastic. Like the first day I drove up and it was there, I like almost crashed. I was like, this is so great. It looks fantastic.
Well, I can just reiterate from when we were on the search committee.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that's where the final interviews were.
Yes.
And I go right past. I'm like, there's no sign.
Mary Rose, I said the same thing. Because my final interview that night was at 7:30. It was pitch black.
Yes.
And I always keep joking. And I had food poisoning.
Yeah.
So I wasn't my full self in that moment. And I was like, I'm gonna get murdered
Yeah.
here. But the sign
Yeah.
looks so great.
Yeah, that's
And
wonderful.
so, and I want to thank the town of Yarmouth because
Yeah.
they were fully in support of
Yeah.
us putting this on the site, which it makes a huge difference. Side note, I'm meeting with the town manager, the Yarmouth town manager on, is it tomorrow or is it next week? I can't remember. I think it's tomorrow, but it might be next week, to just bring ourselves to, he's wonderful, and just to see how we can all be good neighbors to each other. So I definitely will be thanking him for that. Some of these pictures are from our extended school year, so I wanted to share that. We did hold Waypoint's extended school year here as well. I know I had referenced that last June because our Waypoint kids work a lot during the summer, so they don't want to come to extended school year. So we had a small number of kids, which meant opening a building. I mean, the building was open, but we didn't need to run a school over there. So we were able to bring them here. It was fantastic. I mean, Julia, I don't know how you feel about having.
No, I mean, it helped us all collaborate, like if the BCBA was here, she helped out with some of our students. Some of our kids, they read too,
Yeah.
so it was really nice.
So there are opportunities for the Waypoint students to really provide service to other kids, which I think is something we really feel strongly about.
So basically a collaborative within a collaborative.
Maybe we'll have to add that. We are one collaborative. Everyone's gonna stick with me. But you're a new audience, so I can say it, but by like our December meeting, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh. This picture is from day one of our administrative retreat, which we held at the Osterville Public Library. They were wonderful and gave us a beautiful space for 2 days. The first day was what I call the big admin team. So it's transportation, facilities, operations, programs, everybody. And then the small, I call the program team. The program team met on day 2, and that was Dr. Woodward, Miss Bryant, Mr. Murphy, Miss Thompson. The Waypoint director would have been there if we had one. And actually my NISIP coach, Dr. LaCroix, who you all met on Zoom last year, she is my new superintendent induction program coach. She came to our second day, which was wonderful. She's really good. She's not really supposed to talk a ton. She's supposed to just watch and get, but by the end, we were like, no, Maureen, what do we do? And she came up with some really helpful ideas for us. And then these pieces over here are some new curriculum materials that we have put in place
IXL,
for next year or for this year. So IXL, we had it here at Star, but we've brought it over to Waypoint as well. And then Newsella is another piece of curriculum support. They're online so that your textbook doesn't get out of date the minute it's printed. And Newsella provides a great deal of scaffolded support for kids that we are implementing at both programs, but in particular Waypoint, to make sure that kids are accessing grade level materials, but differentiated for what their needs are. And we got very good. IXL, actually, we didn't have to pay any more money for it. What we were paying for Star, we were able to get over to Waypoint for no extra money, which was awesome. And then Newsella was we had Newsella in Mashpee and it was so expensive. And I was like, never, we're not, because we weren't using it enough. And when we had the call with them this time, it was very reasonable because our numbers are much lower.
Oh,
So that was
great.
really exciting. We will be looking to roll out additional curriculum materials, but we need to really try them out in practice first. So these are some, they can be supplemental, but they also can fill in some of the gaps that our teachers have right now. And then lastly, ARCS Ed is our online training manual. So you know those mandatory trainings that our staff need to do every year. Historically, I guess they've been done in staff meetings, in person, with slide decks, and they're just torture. And I don't know that anybody learns anything. So we partnered with ARCS Ed, which some of your districts have also partnered with. We used it in Mashpee. They provide an online platform where the staff all go through the trainings. There's different modalities. So some of them are little videos, some of them are slide decks, some of them are interactive. You click on this and that. And then it tracks who has completed our mandatory trainings for us. So we also, again, got a very good deal. They brought the price down for us when I like to claim, you know, this is for children. No, I'm just kidding. And it's been very successful this year to get everyone trained without using precious staff meeting time for it. So those are our summer, that's some of our summer work. I also want to highlight the facilities over the summer. We had summer cleaning at all of our buildings, actually. Summer technology upgrades. Jacob Carl, our IT specialist, checked all the buses and all of the videos on the buses so we could make sure those were up and running. Lots of upgrades happening. The Waypoint sign I talked about, Waypoint flooring, we did 4 classrooms. We replaced with, it's not tile, that's not right. Is it tile? It's like plastic tile, though, right? Okay. It's not like Mexican ceramic tile. Okay. It looks amazing. I will say, Jamie, our facilities manager, sent me, I think I was on vacation, but he sent me a picture of 3 options for the tile. And I was like, oh God, I don't know. So I picked what I thought would look good, and it does. It looks really good. So that was wonderful. Yeah. And then also power washing and painting went on this summer. And then I talked about ESY and curriculum. Okay, so that's the summer update. Convocation. So we had our first all staff convocation. We held it at Cape Cod Community College on the first day back with staff. Transportation, some transportation folks were there, but most of them were not able to because they were driving. So we had our back to school meeting with transportation the Wednesday before. But you can see everyone has a t-shirt. It's got the 50th anniversary logo on it. We held it at the Cape Cod Community College and then had lunch together after. This is our crew. Look at that good looking group. We got a nice kid from 4Cs to take that picture for us. And then this word cloud was part of what we did at convocation, was sort of provide a word that talks about what they're looking forward to or their hopes for this year. So you can see growth was the biggest one, which was pretty exciting to see. So if anyone is interested in the slide deck from that convocation, I'm happy to share it. I didn't want to, put it in there, but there's definitely some one thing that's in your agenda that was in there is a song, hashtag Year One Collaborative. And you can listen to the song and read the words if you click on the link.
Is that one of the things you do with AI?
We are one Cape Cod collaborative. That's how it goes. It's awesome. But I figured I would not torture you all with it tonight. But yes, it is in your agenda. And yes, it was made through AI. Yes, Mary Rose.
The hope on there, is that referencing you or is it?
We didn't ask. I used an online platform where they, could put in a QR code and type in the word.
Yeah.
And I decided not to push too hard on asking why. One other thing we did that I really was fun was everybody wrote down on an index card some facts about themselves and put their name on it. And I read the facts out loud, and people had to guess who the fact was about.
Wow.
So that was we learned some things about people. But it was I think it was something like 85 people, would you say? And then Cape Cod Collaborative provided us with a lunch that for everybody that we had together, and then they went off to their trainings that they needed to do. So we will definitely do something like that again. The college was super helpful and welcoming for us. So our 50th celebration. So as we said, we are turning 50 this year. One of the things we asked for from staff was if they had ideas of ways to celebrate. And for all of you, if you have ideas for ways to celebrate, there's a QR code there that will take you to that Google form, but you can also just type in, copy and paste, or type in that Google address if you would like to give us some input on things we could do to celebrate. We have a 50th celebration committee that meets, and we are doing, we've had one meeting so far, we have another meeting next week. But some of the things we're talking, we have 3 buckets of things, ways that we want to celebrate. One is through sort of marketing and branding. And so you see that hashtag, and you see that 50th celebration letterhead and logo. You're going to see that everywhere. One is through education, and so it's sharing out what it is we do and how we serve districts. And then the third bucket is like, woo, parties, celebrations. So the ways that we want to celebrate. I will say at our first meeting, we talked about some different ways that we are not going to celebrate, which one was like a gala. And I was like, I'm not a good person for that. Like that's not, and I don't know that it would even be worthwhile. But if you have ideas of what ways that we can celebrate the 50th anniversary of Cape Cod Collaborative and want to share them, you're welcome to, and we'd love your input. Okay, and then now we're on program updates. So with those, we'll start with, I took a new picture of you, Julia. See that? It's nice, right? It's interesting. Okay, you know what? We're gonna start with beautiful Julia Bryant talking about Star. Not my photography skills, Black Mirror.
Hi everyone. We had a great summer. We had 64 students, I think, for the summer. And the Waypoint students were here, which was great. Calvin came in July. It was an adjustment for him because he changed houses. He was being fostered by a family who used to bring them to her school. So he grew up in a school. But it was an adjustment for him to then acclimate into my house, which also has 2 dogs. And my dogs were like, what are you talking about? So that has really settled down, which is nice for me when I go home. But I can't tell you the joy that I have seen on staff's faces and students' faces around this dog. And we've had dogs in the program. But there's something about this big, goofy chocolate lab that makes people really smile. So in the morning, I allow him to play in the halls and he entertains himself. But although yesterday he went in classrooms and stole some balls, so we have to talk about that. Like he's literally loping down the hall, and pretty much every staff has said, it brings a smile to my face to see him, every morning when I walk in the building. It's such a great greeting. And we have some students where he's a facility dog, so he doesn't have to stay with me all day. He shares time with our school social worker as well. But eventually, when we get to a place where we're all kind of where we want to be as far as him listening and us all knowing the right commands, he will have a schedule in the building. So he'll do different activities in the classrooms as well.
And he'll come to meetings with me.
Maybe. It's for the students, but so we've already had students like asking, I'm feeling upset. Can I come and sit with him and be with him? I have a student who earns breaks through the day and he does jobs. So he comes and fills his water bowl. I have a video of this student brushing his teeth yesterday. So and then I'm like, okay, this is worth, the transition and trying to acclimate and all of that. So he's really been wonderful. And I just see that it's going to get better and better with how he's part of our program. So thank you to the board for supporting that. He came, I'm glad he came in the summer because we had to adjust, and I just kept thinking if this was the school year, I don't know how I would have done it, but we're doing great. We went on a field trip to the Buttonwood Park Zoo, so the whole school went. It's always a little bit of a whirlwind because by the time the students get here and we get on a bus and get there, it's almost time to turn around and come back, but it's almost the perfect amount of time that our students can tolerate. So it was great. Kids did really well. Staff did really well. We also had the mad scientists come and do a show this summer, Rainforest Reptiles, which is always a crowd favorite, and the Bubble Lady, who's a huge crowd favorite. So those are always fun times for the kids. And we started the school year with 65 students, so we're 5 shy of being full. So that has caused a little anxiety for staff because we don't usually start this high. We usually have a nice slow roll, and they're, you know, feeling it's definitely a different feel in the building. And I'm like, but listen, we can only bring in 5 more. So where through the year, I'm always adding. So it's just an adjustment for everybody, but it's gone really well. We started, I think, 5 or 6 new students on the first day of school. So,
and while it gives your staff anxiety, it gives Mr. Murphy.
I know,
joy.
and I am too. I'm excited.
And I will say we're down, we are short staff. We are still looking to hire 4 paras at Star. We need a teacher at Waypoint and potentially another para. So your staff are doing a fabulous job.
No, they really are. So,
and I realized before we have an administrative team meeting on the Wednesdays of board meetings at 3:30 with the whole big group. And Mr. Murphy had said, with new board members, we should really be introducing who we like are and what the programs are. Like, they won't know what STAR is. And I just realized I said, oh yeah, I'll do all that. And then I didn't. So my apologies to folks who are new. Is Julia Bryant is our program director for the STAR program. The STAR program is in Osterville, here where we are, and it serves students up through kindergarten to grade 5 with social emotional challenges and behavioral disorders, and then students K to 22 years old with cognitive impairments, autism, a variety of medical needs. So that's Julia. You also unfortunately can't see Julia. So no, it's not. If I was home, I'd want to see Julia. There, she's going to stick her face in. There she is. We'll work on getting that.
I'll get Calvin up on a chair.
I know, and I don't know how to do it, nor do I have the brain capacity. Jen's taking notes. She takes minutes. So no, she's not able to do it either. But we'll try and work on it for next month so that somebody has that. That is the one thing I was going to ask you to do though, Jen, is if people are writing in the chat, I'm not looking. And so if you can do that. One other thing before I go to the next program update, we have stickers for people. And I didn't do that during the 50th anniversary, but you all are getting a sticker. If you're here or not here, we'll mail it to you if you're not here with the 50th logo. I have it. I meant to bring my Yeti. It's on my Yeti water bottle and it goes through the dishwasher just fine. So, all right. So thank you, Julia Bryant, program director of STAR program. Waypoint Academy is our program that you saw the sign. It is in South Yarmouth, and it's for students grades 5th through 12th with emotional disabilities, social emotional disorders, behavioral disorders. And as I said, Dr. Joan Woodward is serving as the interim program director this year. So she's going to give a quick update on all things Waypoint.
Thank you. So Calvin is a very tough act to follow.
And you can't see Joan either, but no, we can't even see
So Dr. Hanson already gave a quick update on ESY for Waypoint. Much smaller student population that requires ESY is extended school year services, and it's really to prevent substantial regression throughout the school year. So by virtue of the student profile at Waypoint, we don't see as many numbers. It was smaller and it was housed over here at STAR, and the students really had opportunities to interface and serve as mentors and as Dr. Hanson reading. So that was quite lovely. I am happy to report we had a very successful our first evacuation drill, which is no longer called the fire drill, it's the evacuation drill. So that was great. We had it within the required first 3 days of school, and the fire department was very pleased with how that got executed. So congratulations to all the staff and students for that. We have 2 new staff members that got trained at, they were not new last year, that were also trained to be safety care, the QBS safety care trained, because through attrition we had lost our trainer, so we're back up to speed in there. Really happy to report that we've got a new model at Waypoint. We worked with Dr. Hanscom, and I worked with our school adjustment counselors, Yvonne and Tiffany, to really look at, how do we best serve the needs of the students there with their unique profiles. So instead of having a straight fifth or sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth grade, 10th, 11th, 12th grade cohort, we decided we would look at mixed groups. We also, I think we've talked in this group that we have, based off of, students with some of their mental health disorders or trauma backgrounds, or also some of their specific learning disabilities. And how do we make sure that based off of their unique profile, do we do student groupings rather than a strict grade? So we restructured through that. We no longer consider ourselves to have a middle school and a high school. We now serve students in 6th grade through 12th grade.
Wait, you're one collaborative?
Hashtag one collaborative. For those of you who have been at Waypoint or are familiar with our setup, instead of a middle school wing and a high school wing, we now have a humanities wing where all of our English language arts and social studies history classes are provided. And then we have a STEM wing, so our science and technology. We were able to move our science classroom, the teacher's classroom, down. And so we have a joint classroom. So there's the classroom that's more of the direct instruction, and then we have an opportunity for more of labs. So we have that group. We have a new schedule that is, the students and the staff have really adapted to quickly. We have a more similar to what we might see out in traditional, in-district programs, where we have an 8-day rotating cycle, which is very similar to a lot of high schools will have, where 6 periods a day, and they rotate through that. It also gives us an opportunity for students that may be in between grades with credit wise. So we're able to group students not only on their special ed needs, but also their academic needs. So we're experiencing a few, growing pains of just learning a new system of where to go. But overall, I would say the students and staff have taken very quickly to the new systems and routines. And then I'm also happy to report we were able to hire, and just started with us on Monday, our new kitchen manager. So we are very happy to welcome Kelly Lunau as part of our team.
Fantastic. So with that new schedule, we are, you have the enrollment in the packet. We are able to take more referrals as a result of the schedule and the groupings. And we've taken in, I think, 3 new students since summer. Oh, you have it?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. That was a bullet. But
Oh, no.
Looking up and having my readers, I missed that. I did want to say, yes, that allows us so that we don't just have, whereas last year we had a very heavy 8th grade crowd, and we didn't have any more space for any 8th graders. So it was limiting in that capacity. So this also provides us an opportunity for more.
That's a real critical grade too.
That is a very critical grade for coming in and going and returning to district, or returning to one of the Voc Tech programs or things like that. So it has, and yes, and we just we had an interview for a student to come back, and we have a new referral. So we're already seeing an increase in our referrals.
And we're really, again, thankful to Dr. Woodward for stepping up and providing consistency for the students and the staff of the Waypoint program. Mary Rose?
I always have a question. I'm sorry.
No,
go ahead. So was this presented to parents too, so that they know that these younger age kids with these needs are in with kids that are much older but with similar needs?
That's a great question.
That's not like,
No.
okay.
It would be like 6 and 7 or 7 and 8 or
One grade level at the most.
10, 11.
Okay, I
So
misunderstood.
no.
Okay.
No, their schedule rotates.
Okay.
They're grouped. So we have like group A, group B,
Yeah.
C. The hallways where the classes are. So every
Yeah.
single student will rotate with their own group through
Okay.
each one of those classes.
That's a
Okay.
great question.
Thank you. That was a
All right.
very good clarifying
Okay.
question.
Yes.
Thank you.
As a, a parent of a seventh grader, I'd be a little
Right.
anxious
Yeah.
if my child was in any school
Yeah.
with 12th graders, right? So, okay, well,
Okay.
thank you, Dr. Woodward. I'm going to go to transportation operations. Mr. Anders Erickson is the operations manager for Cape Cod Collaborative, and I know he's on the call. So I think he's on the call.
I am here.
Oh, good. There you are. Hi. All right.
Hello. So transportation, always very challenging at back to school time. Very happy to hear that Mashpee gave the staff some kudos. It is truly amazing that, you start in one place and within 2 or 3 days, you're getting 20, 30, 40 changes that need to be done within 24 to 48 hours for each route or for each district, and they get it done. It's been remarkable how well it's particularly gone in Mashpee. All of our staff is pretty much in the office now, which has been great. So they've been able to stay on top of all the changes. Things are starting to smooth out a little bit. What happens with transportation is it changes constantly. What we had or what we thought we had at the beginning of school is very different than what we have now 7 days later, depending on who started. I'm just going to kind of run through Bourne. We actually have, we are not only fully staffed, but we have a new driver there this year who has taken a route, and we pulled one of our route drivers who's been around for a long time, and we've made him a permanent spare. We feel like we need more depth. So he's been helping out. We have one driver who's not working afternoons for a period of time. So he's covering that. He's learning all the routes. We have people who are taking time off. He's filling in for them. And that keeps the people in the office, myself included, in the office. So that's been a big boon to us at this point. Those of you who have been around for a while, you know that we have a snowbird who goes down to Florida. And when he leaves, we'll have somebody to plug in there as well. So we're just kind of keeping track of how this goes. He'll help out in Bourne and Mashpee. So again, this has been a wonderful problem to have. Mashpee fully staffed. We started off a little shaky with getting people into routes. Lisa Stobart, the transportation manager, did a masterful job piecing it together so that every route was covered, AM and PM. So it's gone really well there as well. Monomoy, mid-August, we were all set. Had a driver drop out just before our back to school meeting. And we had another driver who's going on leave. It's a family leave that they're going on next week. So that's going to be interesting. But we do have a driver in training who's just about licensed at this point. I believe they're going in for their testing shortly. So that'll fill one. And then the other one, person on leave, will be able to fill with spares. Nauset is our, as typically it is our hotspot. We started off in Nauset with 4 open routes, but we also have people coming in. We have a new driver who's working 4 days a week, so he's taking a route. We have a Monomoy driver who, again, one of the things that Lisa does best is to work with these drivers. We had 4 people who left at the end of the year. They said, I'm done, I'm not coming back. Lisa brought 3 of them back. So 2 of them full-time, 1 of them part-time to help out on a route that wasn't fully covered. It's remarkable what she does. People don't call her back because they know she's going to try to talk them into coming back, and she does. So that has been super helpful. The Monomoy driver who said they weren't coming back is now working in Nauset. She just needed a change. So she's going to cover one of those routes as well. And then we have another trainee who is just about ready for licensure at this point. She'll take that 3rd route, and then the 4th we'll cover with spares. We do have a number of spares in Nauset, people who they help us out. They also do trips, and when they're not doing trips, they'll spare. So once we get our 2 drivers licensed, we should be in good shape. Probably the next 30 days or so, unless something else happens. We should be in great shape. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Truro fully staffed. It's been like that for years, which is great. Nantucket, depending on who you ask. We have enough staffing to do what we're doing, but we have no depth over there. We could use at least another driver. We could use another route. We've got probably more kids than we can handle with the routes that we have. Nantucket's been tough because finding people who are willing to do the training and become drivers, they start and then they drop out. We've got a number of people right now who are interested. It's just a matter of getting them through the training. So we're working through it, and we're also working on getting 7D drivers over there as well to help us out. If somebody calls in sick and we have 7D drivers, they can do some of the small bus transportation, and we can move people around to get it done. So we're working on a number of
I'm
different.
going to interrupt just to say to the new board members who may not know, we pay significantly more to our drivers and monitors on Nantucket and we pay really well off Nantucket, and we pay much more, much higher on Nantucket as part of our sort of planning. The other piece I wanted to clarify for new folks is that we pay people when we train them and pay them while they're getting trained. So I wanted to give that piece to those who are new to the board. Sorry to interrupt.
Definitely. No, that's quite all right. No, and I feel pretty good about things at this point. As I said, having the staff in dispatch doing what they're supposed to be doing has really smoothed things out this year rather than having people out constantly driving. So it's been pretty good, and it's going to get better. So it's been a pretty good start so far.
Awesome, thank you. And this is a long executive director report this month because there's so much that's happened over the last 3 months, and we want to get new folks up to speed a little bit. So my apologies for the length, but we thought it was all really important. The ASLP program, which is the, Advanced Studies in Leadership program. It's a 2-week program that runs at Mass Maritime Academy. It's for students in our member districts who are recommended by their guidance counselors. Typically, it's for students who fall into
Everybody on the link down. I clicked on the link.
Okay, I got distracted. Sorry about that. So it's for middle kids going into 8th or 9th grade from our member districts who are nominated by their own schools based on their academic standing and their leadership potential. It's been running for 26. This was the 26th year, Pat? Is that right?
No. 20, only 22. 21, 22.
21 or 20. I knew there was a big year recently because we had scholarships for it. So maybe it was the 21st year. You've heard me say, those who have been here before, 2 of my own children went through the program, and it's a phenomenal experience. If you follow us on social media, which you should, you could see some of the great pictures from the program. And this year, Steve Kelleher is our director. And this year we had the most students attend that we've ever had. We started the 2 weeks with 219, and I believe only 4 students went home. And we ended with 215, which is incredible. The cadets from the academy serve as resident advisors. The STEM, the day is broken up. If you watch the video, you'll see into STEM and humanities. And the STEM classes are all taught by Mass Maritime instructors. And then humanities is creative writing, it's improv, there's a bunch. It's a super great program. So we are thrilled with how it went this year. And I want to publicly thank Steve Kelleher because as I said in the video, the program is Steve and Steve is the program, and we are so lucky to have him. Professional development and virtual high school, just for those who weren't here, our former director of those 2 programs was part-time person who retired at the end of last year, and I took over professional development and virtual high school along with Gwen Chingos, who is coordinating the programs. So for professional development, our All Cape Day is running on the Friday before Indigenous Peoples Weekend. I think it's the 10th. It's a common day for districts to have a professional development day. We have more than 30 sessions running that day. And they are being enrolled fast and furious. So we're in really good shape for that. I'm excited about it. We are also running on that same day, but at the request of the member superintendents, CSTAG program, which is comprehensive. Mark Smith, you need to say it for me, or I need to Google it. But it's emergency planning
School threat assessment.
Hold on.
Yeah, school threat assessment.
Comprehensive school threat
school threat assessment.
There it is. So Dr. Smith from Dennis Yarmouth and Dr. Marchusik from Sandwich brought these trainers in for their districts last year, and it was really well received. And so the member districts have asked that we run it on All Cape Day, which we are. And so that is running concurrently. That's a full day training. And then we're bringing in potentially some additional big ticket professional development opportunities for the region. One that we're working on right now is bringing in Kelvin Oliver, who works on restorative justice and discipline aligned with trauma and a trauma-informed lens, bringing him in so that our collaborative folks can work with him, but also our member districts can have access to these PD opportunities as well. And then the virtual high school, we have offered and have provided 125, I believe, seats this year for our member districts at a very reduced rate. And so that is continuing to go as well. So one thing that is not a program update, but I want to highlight, Paula Jo Gaines, who is the DESE representative for Collaborative, she comes to some of our meetings. She has created a new updated mandatory training module for Collaborative board members. She has sent me the information that I'm going to send out to all of you. It's an online platform. So I just wanted you to be on the lookout for that training. It is a mandatory training every 5 years, and they're very excited about the upgrades to it. I guess it's sort of like the ARC said I was discussing for our staff. It's the better and more engaging version of the required training for collaborative board members. So that's coming your way.
Sign me up, coach.
All right. Thank you, Phil. How many years have you been on the board here? A lot, right?
20.
Yeah, you've probably done a lot of these trainings over the years, but every 5 years it's required. So those are our program updates. Finally, our staffing updates, and I'll stop sharing because this these personnel report is in your packet and does require a vote. So this is the folks we've added, the folks who have left that are listed for you. So Terry Ann, I'll pass it back over to you to see if you can call for the vote for that.
Okay. Do we want to bundle them together or do?
The staffing update, I think it's just one.
Okay. I mean, we don't have to do those.
Staffing update.
Break it down. It's just, okay. So all those who are in, I guess we need a motion first to approve it. Yeah. So someone motion that.
So moved.
Second.
Mary Rose and Phil. All right.
Okay.
Any discussion? Terry Ann, you want? Oh, go ahead. Nope. Terry Ann, do you want me to call for the vote?
Please.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the people in front of me. Mary Rose.
Yes.
Phil.
Affirmative.
Brad.
Yes.
Catherine.
Yes.
Gina. Oh, you're muted.
Yes.
Okay. Terry Ann.
Yes.
Steve.
Steve, yes.
Melissa.
Yes.
Benda, you get to vote on this one.
I know. How interesting. Yes.
All right. Roger. I think do a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Where is it?
He's
Roger.
Oh.
We still can't hear you, Roger. Sorry. All right, Kathy, did I get you already?
Not yet, but I'm a yes.
Okay, thank you, sorry. Alicia,
Yes.
Devin,
Yes.
Melissa Lynch, did I get you? I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Yes, you did. I said yes.
Okay, sorry. And
No problem.
Roger, do you want to try a thumbs up or a thumbs down? No. All right. So we'll have Roger abstain just because we can't get his vote, but that.
He's abstaining.
Oh, he's abstaining. Okay. That works. I know. Okay, so that is the executive director's report for September.
Thank you very much. I really personally enjoyed the pictures.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah, makes it so personal. Okay, so the next item, number 5 on the agenda, would be the financial review given by Patrick Murphy, please.
Hi, good evening. I'm Pat Murphy. I'm the business manager for the Cape Cod Collaborative. On a monthly basis, I'll be asking you to approve warrants, and then there'll be some different types of financial reports and a general report about activities that I'm involved in that get sent along in your report. So I try not to repeat the report that I read that I've sent to you. So if anybody has questions before, during, or after the meeting, you're welcome to reach out to me directly. I have met with different members of our board to describe the unique characteristics of collaboratives. They are very different than your traditional school districts or your regional school districts or tech schools. The most important aspect of collaboratives from a financial perspective is that we have to build. We are in business, so this first quarter of the fiscal year is all about sending out invoices on behalf of our programs and behalf of our transportation. So the first quarter report that I'm going to share with you in October, meaning covering July, August, September, it will show that we've invoiced for a significant portion of our revenue, probably 80% of our revenue, thereabouts, in the first quarter. Doesn't mean it gets paid that quickly, but so our general ed transportation, our in-district special ed transportation, those invoices have started to go out this week to the districts that we provide transportation services to. I have to thank folks who have done a lot of work with invoicing on our program tuitions, both our committed rates for the Waypoint students, and then the first third of tuitions for our STAR program and some of our Waypoint children. So we're in good shape in terms of the timing of our invoicing out to districts. And that's really important because this is a business and cash flow is vitally important. So we're in good shape from a cash flow perspective. Your districts have been paying their bills in a timely fashion, so that we really appreciate that. So if anybody does have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them now, or the best questions usually show up an hour after the meeting. So reach out to me tomorrow morning if you have any.
Mary Rose?
Guaranteed, right? I just had 2 questions.
Yep.
On page 19, there was a refund to Wareham for students that I guess didn't use the program. I didn't think that we did that.
Yeah, we don't typically do that.
Okay, is that the
That was
old
it, yeah.
one from
Yeah, it was-
before? Okay, all right,
Previous.
okay. And then the other thing is, how come, as I went through these, the all Cape Day reimbursements to people weren't done until August? And the All Cape Day was, I think, November.
Oh,
last
no,
year.
No, I think these are new.
Oh, those are the
It's
new
for-
ones. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, good. That makes me feel a lot better.
Sometimes we are behind with that one.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Want to pay folks on time. So they'll come back.
Yeah.
So, any other questions for Mr. Murphy? Okay. Thank you.
With this-
Terry Ann's just
So
unmuting herself.
the next item would be voting on the warrants.
Thank you.
These we do bundle together, correct?
So I think you have to do a vote to bundle them.
Right.
Yeah,
And a vote
right.
Okay, and Steve is giving me an emphatic nod. I like it. Thank you, Steve.
I so move that we bundle them.
All right, and Gina moved and Phil seconded. Any discussion? Okay, Mary Rose,
Yes.
this is to bundle. Mary Rose,
Yes.
yes? Phil?
Yes.
Brett?
Yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
And Gina?
Yes.
Terry Ann?
Yes,
Steve?
Yes.
Roger?
No.
You're saying no?
You don't want a bundle?
Okay, Roger saying no. Vedna?
We can't hear you, Vedna, if you're talking.
Yes.
Okay, Kathy
Yes.
and Alicia,
Yes.
okay?
Where'd Devin go?
Some people may have been texting me on the side, I can't read it.
He did, yeah, okay.
Okay, so then Terry, I think you called for a motion to,
yeah, a motion to approve the warrants. I don't know if I have to read the numbers of them all.
44 through 47.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
All right, Mary Rose moved, Phil second. Any discussion? Okay, Terry, you want me to call the vote?
Please do.
Okay, Mary Rose?
yes.
Phil?
I'll go along with that.
You gotta say yes or no, Phil.
Yeah.
Yes. Catherine?
Yes.
And Gina?
Yes.
Terry Ann?
Yes,
Steve?
Yes.
Roger?
Roger, come on.
Roger?
Roger. Come on, Roger.
No? That's no vote. Vedna? Yes. Kathy, yes. Alicia?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, the motion passes.
And we have this fiscal year 26 also, just
You only listed, well, take the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The numbers are wrong numbers when.
Yeah.
You said 48 through what?
No, I said 44 through 47.
Okay.
Is that wrong?
no, then there's that's that
Yeah, it was
fiscal year,
48 through 53
and
and
then
1 through 5 for FY 26.
Oh, that wasn't on my list. I'm
Oh.
sorry. That's my fault.
but it's only
Okay.
all right.
Take it as written.
As
Okay,
written.
that's how that's how it's gonna be read.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Terry Ann.
okay, and so next will be account reconciliations.
No votes needed on that.
Okay.
No
good.
vote needed on it?
That's just an FYI for the board.
Okay, and if anybody had any questions, I guess, Patrick, you said tomorrow morning is a good time to contact you.
Now it's fine too. If people have questions now, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Hearing no questions, we'll move on to new business. We will first hear the goals for our executive director.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen again, just so that they're in your packet, the draft goals, but in case it's helpful to see. Oh, it's really hard to see. Man,
No,
is that hard to see for other people or is that just me?
It's just you.
It's just me, okay.
It's wonderful.
So for this year, we at the collaborative have created draft goals for our staff based on our my goals and the administrator's goals for the year. So what I'm proposing, I have a professional practice goal, which is completing and presenting a report of entry findings to the board of directors and implementing to prioritize next steps with measurable goals and benchmarks, progress benchmarks established. So that is me presenting the report of entry findings to you in November, and then going through the strategic planning process beginning in January, with the goal of having a strategic plan ready to go for July 1st. So with that, the objectives are around stakeholder engagement, data collection and analysis, presenting the findings of my entry report, and then developing the action plans. So any questions on that goal? Mary Rose?
No, just, I think it's wonderful. I was wondering what the timeline was, and that's perfect.
Oh,
Thank
good.
you.
This is, yes, for school year 24, it's really fiscal year
Yeah.
26.
But you gave me the month, so that was
Perfect.
great, yeah.
All right. The next is the student learning goal. So during school year 25-26, I will strengthen instructional programs and student supports for the collaborative programs to improve student progress towards their IEP goals as measured by reports and program assessments. One of the things I didn't mention during my executive director report is that the curriculum components, so I've taken on that role as well of supporting curriculum and curriculum analysis and instructional strategies for both programs for the year. The other piece is I'm doing the EdEval for all of our Waypoint staff. Again, we talked about Dr. Woodward has lots on her plate, so we're trying to diffuse some of her work in that way. So as part of my work around curriculum, that's where my student learning goal comes from. So looking at the inventory of what we have, looking to build on what our staff already know and do, looking at student progress collectively, and then increasing how we collaborate within and across our programs. So that's student learning. Any questions on that? And if, because I'm sharing the screen, I can't see people, so you might have to unmute. Phil has a question.
In developing your curriculum, are you drawing upon a bias for traditional curriculum and traditional school environments, or are you developing it with in mind some of the research done for SPED students and so what have you?
Mm-hmm. So Phil had asked if you couldn't hear if we're using, you know, aligning it with what traditional classroom curriculum looks like in a traditional school, public school, or if we're taking into account the research around students with disabilities and what they need to learn. And the answer is definitely the second. But I will say that with the caveat of everything we teach, what students are required to learn based on the Massachusetts curriculum frameworks, we provide that instruction at grade level for them. We may modify it so that it's at an access point that they can access based on their disability and their needs, but they are receiving instruction at on the standards of their grade level. And the curriculum materials that we use to support that work are being investigated with both of those goals in mind.
Thanks.
Any big purchases moving forward, we would bring to the board, but as part of my goals and objectives and reporting out to you throughout the year on them, you'll hear our progress on how it goes. Any other questions on student learning goal? Okay, and then finally, collaborative improvement goal, which in a traditional district would be the district improvement goal. It's really hard to read, but it's leading the collaborative strategic planning process with the board of directors, member districts, staff, community partners to develop and adopt a 3 to 5 year strategic plan, including clear goals, measurable objectives, and an implementation timeline. And so what that entails is these, you know, the categories, getting the engagement and the structure of it together. I have a meeting scheduled for Friday with our contractor who is helping to lead this process, Dr. Pam Gould. She may have come to a board meeting, or did she come to an admin meeting? I can't remember now. It was an admin meeting. So Dr. Pam Gould, we have partnered with her and with the Teaching and Learning Alliance. She'll be leading the process for us. And so I have a meeting with her on Friday to get the dates squared away. And then beginning the data collection and needs assessment, drafting the plan, finalizing and adopting the plan, and then implementing the plan. So that is the collaborative improvement goal is all around strategic planning. And I'm going to come to you, Mary Rose, but before I do, I just want to also reiterate that all of my goals and objectives are done in partnership with the leadership team. So any of this work is not just a hope thing. It's absolutely done in conjunction with the phenomenal people I work with. So Mary Rose, and then Martin Smith has a hand up as well. So
I just had a question about the makeup of the strategic planning committee. Will board members? be
yes.
welcome to
Oh my
that?
gosh, yes.
Okay.
You'll be invited, but also if we don't get enough interest, we will be strong armed. No, I'm kidding. Yes, the board has to play a very strong role. And when we look at doing our elections tonight for chair and vice chair, I would encourage folks who are interested in that. We will definitely want our chair and vice chair on the committee, but it will be open to, yes. And then those of you who are not on the strategic planning committee, there will be focus groups for the board. There will be surveys for the board. And this is the same for superintendents, special ed directors, curriculum directors, students, staff, like everyone, community partners. They're all going to have a say. Dr. Smith. I'll stop sharing though, so I can see you.
Less of a question, maybe some unsolicited advice, just as somebody who's just recently gone through the process. And I know you have an interesting timeline in that you sort of already came through like midway through last year. So you may already be, or you are already in your entry process, like you already have done a lot of listening already. So the timing may work out perfect. But where you can and you have the grace of the board where they will allow you to push off the strategic planning to allow you to complete your entry process, I would for wherever they want to allow that grace, because when you can complete your entry and be able to report on what you found from your entry, that's going to be like a very valuable bit of data that will inform the strategic planning process. So just sort of as those two things from a sequential standpoint, they can be really helpful to have that report of entry findings to then be a really important data point. It's not the only data point, but it can be a very important data point in the strategic planning process. So again, just my 2 cents from somebody who's just recently been through this.
So I was going to say, Dr. Smith, anytime you want to advocate for me to get more time to do work, I appreciate it. Dr. Smith also went through, thank you, Angina. Dr. Smith went through the new superintendent induction program that I'm in now. You're in year 3, right, Mark? Yeah, so it's a 3-year program. And so he has done all the work that I'm starting. The thing I will say to Mark and the board is, yeah, I started in January. So NISIP, the Superintendent's Association, gave me my coach right away. And I started the process then. So I actually reported my entry plan to you all in April. And I am scheduled to provide the report of entry findings to you all at the November board meeting. I'm on track to do that, but I would ask, as Dr. Smith and Ingina said as well, if I'm finding in November, oh, I need to listen some more. There's 20 of you, like there's 20 member districts, and I'm trying to get to everybody. If we need more time, I will ask for it for sure. The plan right now is if I can report in November to you all, then we would start strategic planning in January and do it in the spring. So thank you, Dr. Smith. And you're right, it's a big undertaking. It's a lot. I have so much data compiled already that the idea of putting it all together sometimes can feel a little overwhelming. So, Mary Rose?
Just one comment. I don't believe we really even have had a strategic plan.
It's been a minute.
It's been, I mean, you're starting with an embryo, so it's huge.
Yeah, it is. And the nice thing about the NISIP program that, again, I appreciate the board's support in allowing me to do is that the process, they walk you through this so that you get to strategic planning. And since I started in January, I didn't want to wait till July work, but I also have 20 member districts that, I want to make sure we really solicit and get input from. So, so thank you. So there is a vote on the agenda for if the board accepts those goals for me. I don't know if there are any other questions about the goals. Okay.
So I guess you would read the list of names then?
Yeah, I think there needs to be a motion first.
I motion that we accept your goals as written.
Okay,
And I second.
okay, so Mary Rose and Phil have made the motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All right, I'll call the vote. Mary Rose?
Yes.
Phil?
Got it, yes.
Brad?
Yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
Ingina?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Carrie Ann?
Yes.
Roger? You're gonna have to do thumbs up, thumbs down.
Abstain.
Okay, he's abstaining. Hey, we heard you. That's good. Vedna?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Alicia?
Yes.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, sorry, I don't talk down.
Okay. So the next item would be the employees handbook for this year and with highlighted changes. I don't know, Hope, who would address that?
I can, I just didn't want to like jump the gun. I don't know I didn't want to be, bossy. So I want to thank Troy Thompson and Joan Woodward and Julia Bryant, who were the subcommittee with me looking at the old employee handbook. We spent about 5 months going through it line by line, word by word. What I will say is our only goal this year was to clean up the language and make sure it was legal. Our strategic planning will propel us into really doing the employee handbook in a more substantial way. But what we wanted to make sure is what we say we do is what we do and how we operate. So it was a lot of work. We then took our proposed changes and sent it off to Sarah Spatafor, who is the counsel from Murphy, Hesse, Toomey, and Lehane that serves the Cape Cod Collaborative. She provided us with her feedback, which was actually very much aligned with what we had recommended because we're awesome. And so we are presenting those updates and changes to you. There were no changes that are going to have a financial implication except one, and I wanted to highlight it. It was the bereavement leave. So in the old handbook, bereavement leave was 3 days, and we are proposing to up that to 5, but we've clarified for whom it can be used within. So I wanted to highlight that. Everything else was really to get our language squared away from a legal perspective around discrimination, around all of the required protections in place for staff. So I'm not going to go through it line by line unless you really want me to, but I'm happy to answer any questions if anyone has any. Mary Rose.
I can always get
Good.
Just a couple of things. I was very happy to see for pregnant workers that you put a lactation space not in a bathroom. That's huge because that has come up in so many workplaces.
I'm not going to say I had personal experience with that, but I had personal experience with that 100 years ago.
And then I was wondering how you enforce the smoke and vape free workplace on and off campus. 24/7
is
smoke and vape free workplace, the last thing on the first page of the recommended changes.
Yeah, I don't think it actually is 24/7 for nicotine. I think that one is referencing THC.
Okay.
And it's particularly for our, and in the handbook, it's clearer for our transportation workers, because although marijuana is legal in Massachusetts for folks over 21, it is not allowed, and there is random drug testing that happens as part of our transportation department. So I think that's what it's referencing.
Okay, and then my very last question is, under termination policy, it said probationary period rules, and I was wondering how long is the probationary period? The same for everybody or different?
It's 90 days.
It is.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions on the handbook? And if not, then we can ask for Again, I appreciate your patience because we would normally have brought this to you in June, but because we needed to get it to the attorney, and it took a while, we have shared it with the staff as a draft only, but we are using last year's handbook currently until this vote, that's what we've been implementing. So I wanted to clarify.
I move that we accept the newly revised handbook for staff.
Second,
Okay, thank you, Angina and Bill. Terry Ann, you good if I call for the vote?
Yes, so
Okay,
you'll do the list, please?
yes, I'll do it. I'm just gonna always ask you if you're okay with it since you're chairing the meeting, because I don't want to overstep.
Okay,
All right, Mary Rose?
Yes.
Bill?
yes.
Brad?
Yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
Angina?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Terry Ann?
yes,
Roger?
Is a person of interest now.
Roger?
Yes.
Okay. Vedna?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Alicia?
Yes.
All right, thank you. That passes.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes,
Is there a parent's handbook?
there is a parent-student handbook that is about to go to the attorney
Oh,
for those updated ones as well. So we are using last year's for that as well, but
Great.
that got updated this summer too. And without a waypoint director, it just took us a little bit longer.
Fine.
So that'll come to you.
thank you.
No, thanks for asking.
okay.
Okay, what you've all been waiting for, the last one.
So I guess the process would be nominations for the chairman first. Is that the office you start with first?
Yeah, for the chair. And I want to just, can I put in a couple plugs before
Sure.
you do? So first of all, I am so much fun to work with. No, I'm kidding. I want, sorry, I'm joking.
I'm choking.
I know, I'm sorry, I made Angina choke. I want to just put out there that I wish Maureen Fuller was here, who was the chair for a while, because it's not a super heavy lift. This last year was because you were hiring a new executive director. My hope is you're not gonna have to do that this year. And so the chair's job is really to check the agenda.
90 days is gone.
And I'm so much fun. So, no, is to co-create the agenda. The way it's worked since I've come on board is sort of, I come up with a draft that I shared with Maureen, and then she said yay or nay, or we talked about it. But it wasn't a separate meeting unless the person wanted it to be. And then to run the meeting. And then when things come up throughout the year that the board needs to know about, I would call the chair first to run the things by them. So I'm just putting out there that it's not a heavy time lift, but it is really, really important because I want to make sure that I serve this board and the member districts well. So thank you for letting me put my little 2 cents in, and then we can go from there.
Okay,
Mary Rose is raising her hand. Is that okay?
yes,
Okay, I think that it would be valuable to have somebody that's been on the board for a while as the chairperson. Terry, are you interested?
that was a loaded question. I've been chairman before, and it really is, as Hope said, not taxing, and you learn so much about the whole Cape. Is there anybody else who would be interested? No, I can tell already.
Well, I would be willing to be a vice chair, but not the chair.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
So the way it would work is anyone who's interested in nominating someone can do so. And then there's the vote and discussion. But I don't, if someone else is interested, I would say let's chat about it too. It's not the most popular position I have.
So can I nominate Terry Anaderis as chairperson?
You can. Is there a second? Angina seconded. All right, any discussion?
I'm very much fun to work with too. I just wanted to, reiterate what Hope said.
All right, Madam Vice Chair, are you okay if I call for the vote?
Okay, so
Terry Ann, are you okay if I call for the vote?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Mary Rose.
Yes.
Phil.
Yes.
Brad.
Yes.
Catherine.
Yes.
And Gina.
Yes.
Steven.
Gratefully, yes.
Terry Ann.
Yes.
Roger.
Yes.
Oh, nice. We're hearing you now. Vedna.
Yes.
Kathy.
Yep.
Alicia.
Yes.
Okay, it's unanimous. Congratulations, Madam Chair.
Thank you. So then, usually then the chairman takes over and asks for nominations for the vice chairmanship. So are there any nominations for that position?
Catherine is raising her hand.
I nominate Mary Rose.
So Catherine Lonsdale, why did I call you Lyons? Nominates Mary Rose Grady for vice chair.
Second.
Alicia seconded.
Okay.
Well, I'm very shy and don't
Hold
like to speak
on.
out.
Any discussion, Mary Rose?
I said I'm very shy. I don't like to speak out.
I know. A lot of Calvin agrees. Calvin thinks it should happen. Any other discussion before the vote? All right, Madam Chair, are you okay if I call it?
Yes, please do.
All right, Mary Rose?
Yes.
Phil?
Yes, indeed.
Brad?
Yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
And Gina?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Roger?
Yes.
Vedna?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Alicia?
Yes.
All right, congratulations, Madam Vice Chair.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll be available to help you with whatever you need, Terry.
Okay, since you nominated me, I'm going to take you up on that, Mary Rose.
I just want to say thank you. All summer, I've been like at, things with other collaborative people and they'll bring up things about the board. I'm like, oh, I don't even know who's on my board and I don't have a chair. So now I do. Yay. So thank you all though. Like I said, it's a fabulous team we have here. So I appreciate all of your volunteerism and service to the organization. So,
could I just say something that maybe will give people confidence? Because I've been joking around here. I was chairman the year that we had to work with the state for almost 2 solid years to get rules of governance for collaboratives, because there had been some financial problems that brought collaboratives to the forefront. So
not here.
No, it wasn't us. It was a collaborative.
Other collaboratives.
It was in the western part of the state, but it brought the need for oversight to the DESE, and it was very in-depth analyzing of everything. So I do have some experience besides my joking around here today. Okay. Okay.
All right.
So the last item, are we ready to jump to the last item? Is the schedule for the year.
So can I say one thing about that? Is that all right?
15th of
You certainly
October.
Nothing has changed. There's no proposed changes, but I highlighted it. It'll be on all the agendas as long as the chair is okay with that, just so you always have the dates. But normally we are the second Wednesday, but next month it's the third Wednesday. So I just wanted to say that out loud so that folks aren't jumping up trying to find a Zoom on the second Wednesday. So it is Wednesday, October 15th at 5:15. Is it 13th?
Yes.
Did I have the wrong day?
No, it says October 13.
No, it says the 15th. I think I
well,
did, Jen.
you know what? I'm looking at the days they're closed.
Oh,
So sorry.
gosh. Even harder to track.
Okay, just-
Madam Vice Chair. So it is Wednesday, October 15th.
Yes.
And again, that's the third Wednesday only for October. And as I said last spring, it's because I'm in a play and I have a tech rehearsal that night, the second Wednesday, and I can't miss it. So I appreciate your flexibility. But that I just wanted to highlight that. So and Gina has her hand up.
I just want to remind you that just like when my school committee tries to hold a meeting in the second week, I tell them that I will not be able to attend because I will be at a CCC meeting, that the third Wednesday is when Provincetown Schools has its school committee meeting, and so I will not be able to be present for the October meeting, but I'll be with you in spirit.
Well, and my apologies for, and I think Kathy.
It's all right, I remember.
Same thing. My apologies and gratitude for the flexibility, and we will miss you.
Yes, she's always there.
I know, and it's my fault she wasn't. All right. Thank you, Terry Ann.
You're welcome. So the final item is a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion?
So moved.
So, yeah, everyone votes for that
I
one.
think everybody can just hold up their hand.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank
so
you
much.
all.
Have
Okay.
a good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.